This is lesson 8.8a, surface area of pyramids. The objective of this lesson is to learn to find the surface area of pyramids. Okay, when we're looking at these, the slant height of a pyramid is measured along its lateral surface. Lateral just means the side surface. The lateral surface, right there's the slant height. See in the diagram where the slant height is? Well, the slant height is represented with this symbol. It kind of looks like a cursive L, almost. Now, the base of a regular pyramid is a regular polygon, and the lateral faces, the side faces, are all the same. That's what congruent means. So to find the surface area of a pyramid, first off, if you look right here, you will see this is what the net looks like. If they ever talk about a net, that's what it is. That's what it looks like if you were to take this pyramid and cut along its edges and fold it flat. That's what it would look like. Like on iStep, if you need to find the surface area and you don't have the formula, you can always draw this out and find the area of all these shapes and add them together. That's basically what these formulas are. But this formula just takes the surface area S of the regular pyramid is the base area, which is a capital B, plus the lateral area, which is a capital L. The lateral area is 1/2 the base of the perimeter, capital P, times the slant height, looks kind of like the cursive L. So that means our lateral height, our lateral area, is 1/2 the perimeter times the slant height. That little second section. So, because we're going to need that in a little bit. Remember, lateral area is just the area of the sides. Now, to find the surface area of the pyramid, we need to find our information that we need. Remember how we had found where we needed to find the area of the base and the perimeter? We need to do the same thing with this one. So first off, let's find the area of the base. Remember the area of the base. This base, if you notice, is a square. It's a 2.4 by 2.4 foot base. That's that base. To find the area of a rectangle, you multiply the length times width. 2.4 times 2.4. Which is going to give me 5.76. Now that's the area of the base. Now we need to find the perimeter. Remember, the perimeter is just adding the sides together. Well, if I have a square base, that means I'm going to have 4 sides I need to add. And all of these sides are going to be 2.4. So you got 2.4 plus 2.4 plus 2.4 plus 2.4, which is going to give me a perimeter of 9.6. And the final piece of information I need here is my lateral height, which is actually given to me. It says right here, this lateral height is 3 feet. So now all I've got to do is take all of these together and put them together in that formula I have. Surface area is equal to the area of the base, which we just found is 5.76, plus 1/2 the perimeter, which is 9.6, times the lateral height, which is 3. And if you put all this in your calculator, remember you can, for the 1/2, you can either do 1, the ABC button, and 2, or you can put 1 divide 2, or you could put 0.5 if you wanted. But if you do all that, you're going to end up with 20.2, and that's going to be feet squared. Remember, surface area is squared. Now go ahead and pause the video and try this one on your own. If you did your math correctly, you should have gotten the area of the base to be 6.25 the perimeter to be 10, the lateral area to be 3, plug it in, and you should have gotten 21.3. But some of you are going, wait, I got 21.25. But if you notice the directions, it says round to the nearest tenth. And round to the nearest tenth, 21.25 would be 21.3 meters squared. Now looking at this next problem, in the late 1400s, Leonardo da Vinci designed a parachute shaped like a pyramid. Each side of his tent-like structure measured 21 feet wide and 12 feet high. How much material would be needed to build this parachute? Now the part you're going to have to remember here is that looking at this, see this bottom shape right down here? That's the base. But you're not going to put any fabric on the base. It wouldn't work very well as a parachute. So what we're trying to find right now is going to be just the lateral height. And remember, the lateral height is equal to 1/2 times the perimeter times the slant height. So what information is given to us? Well, we know that it says it's 21 feet wide. So this number right here is going to be 21. And it says that it's 12 feet high. So like if this right here is going to be 12, that's actually going to be the slant height. So the slant height equals 12. So now we just got to find the perimeter. The perimeter of the base is going to be this 21. 4 times because it's a square. So you got 21 plus 21 plus 21 plus 21. Which is going to give you 84. So if you put that into the equation for the lateral height, remember this is just the lateral area. We're not including the base. This is that second part of the equation. Remember the first part is the area of the base plus the lateral area. The lateral area is 1/2 times the perimeter, which is 84, times the lateral height, which is 12. Plug that in the little calculator and you will get that the lateral area is 504 feet squared. So let's look at this next problem. Find the surface area of the pyramid to the nearest tenth. Now this one's a little trickier, so pay attention because there's going to be a lot more steps on this one. What we're looking at here is when you're looking at this base, notice that this base is this triangle here. But the problem is this is an equilateral triangle, 3, 3, 3. It does not give us the height. Remember, the height of a triangle, we need to find the area of the base. So you've got to try to find this height. Well, if I draw that as a right angle, I know that that bisects this line, so this side over here is going to be 1.5. So now I can use the Pythagorean theorem to find the lateral height. So you're going to have 1.5 squared plus my lateral height squared is equal to my 3 squared. So now 1.5 squared is going to be 2.25 plus my lateral squared, and I'm going to subtract that 2.25 from that 9, and I'm going to get with lateral height squared is going to be equal to 6.75. I'm running out of room, so I just told you the step instead of writing it out. But remember, what is the last step here? I don't have the lateral height yet. I've got the area of the lateral squared. I have to do the opposite of squaring, which is to take the square root. So then I would now this one's a little more complicated because this base is going to actually be a triangle. And what's not given to us is this height of the triangle. So we're going to have to find that. If we draw this as a right angle, I know that that bisects this bottom line because it's an equilateral triangle. So that's going to be 1.5 because draws it right in half. So I'm going to use the Pythagorean theorem to go 1.5 squared plus my height squared is going to equal my 3 squared. Well, 1.5 squared is going to be 2.25. Subtract that from my 3 squared, which is 9, and I get h squared is equal to 6.75. Now remember, the last step to squaring something, the last step we have here, is you need to take the square root of both sides. So the height is actually equal to approximately 2.6. Now to find the area of the base, we have everything we need now. Remember, because it's a triangle, it's 1/2 the base, which is 3, times the height, which we just found to be 2.6. If you multiply that out, you are going to get 3.9. Now the next thing I need is my perimeter. Remember, this is a triangle. So there's only 3 sides, and they're all 3 units in length. So 3 plus 3 plus 3, which is going to be 9. And then our lateral height is given to us. Our lateral height is 2.5 meters. So if we put all this together into our formula, you're going to get the area of the base, which is 3.9, plus 1/2 the perimeter, which is 9, times this lateral height, which is 2.5. Put all this in your calculator, and you're going to end up with a surface area of 1.5. Let's see. Let's try that again. 115 point, and it would be 1.5. But remember, if we're rounding, we look at that, and that's going to end up being, if we round to the tenths, 15.2 meters squared. Okay, looking at this last one, this is the second to last one, you need to find the surface area of this. To remember, to find this, you need to know the area of the base, the perimeter of the base, the lateral height, which is given to you, and then plug it into that equation. Surface area equals base plus 1/2 the perimeter times the slant height. But I'm going to give you a hint on this last one, because you're going to need to do both of these to bring up to see me. Remember, this is again one of the triangle ones, which is going to throw you off, but I'm just going to go ahead and tell you that the height of this base here, the height of that base triangle is going to be the square root of 3. So when you're finding the area of the base, remember you're finding the area of a triangle, which is 1/2 base, which is 2, times the height, which is square root of 3. What does that equal? Then find your perimeter of your base, find your slant height, and again put that into the equation. B plus 1/2 P perimeter times slant height. When you're finished, bring them up to me to have them checked.